That's where I came from. I remember it. Exactly. How are you? He did.
She did?
No, there's coffee. Wait,
Yeah, Castle Chocolate one. No, they're pretty good to have.
I don't know. I don't know if I will.
Yeah, it's a good one though. Maybe
Like, I don't remember.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Ethan Johnson,
And I'm Rebecca Straneri,
and we're going to be your hosts this evening.
and we'd like to give you a big warm welcome to Jive 21.
So Jive is turning 21 this year, and this is a big one because Double J is now legal to drink. Which might be a little concerning with tonight, or last night, being Jive's first night out on the town. We were worried that it might show up to work this morning a little hungover, but everything went smoothly. Jive drank responsibly tonight, and will continue to drink responsibly in the future.
So, to start off the night, I thought I'd tell my favorite dad joke. You guys want to hear it? Oh, man. So what did the bartender say when Charles Dickens ordered a martini? Oliver Twist. You guys got it. Yeah, you guys got it.
So, a couple things about this evening, tonight. We have snacks and refreshments upstairs for y'all to snack on and refresh on as you please. And please don't go up there and linger and chat because we want to give the performers up here the utmost respect as they're performing. So just, to keep a quiet audience would be much appreciated.
And we must tell you, God forbid there's any form of emergency, the exits are found in the back of the library.
And at Jive, to applaud, we don't clap our hands, we snap our fingers. So why don't we give that a go right now? Yeah, exactly.
So, to start off the night with a big bang, here's Sarah Castricata with her poem Earth. Let's give it up.
Hi, my name's Sarah. I wrote this poem called Earth because I found out that giraffes were endangered and it made me really sad. Tomorrow's Earth Day, so happy Earth Day, guys. The leftover gas of the sun's nebula came together to discuss the creation of a new planet. It consisted of pure soil and rock and water and air. Animals roamed this planet freely, enjoying warmth underneath their paws. Or birds soared through the sky, feeling the wind in their feathers. Fish swam through the depths of the ocean, discovering the beauty of the sea. One day, darkness filled the land, for terrible creatures arose from the dust. They built fancy cars and sky-high buildings, and lived in big mansions. Mother Nature was devastated, for what she had painted with vivid colors was now covered by graffiti. Rivers were polluted, trees watched as their families who had once stood tall and proud came tumbling down. Many animals lost their place in the world they had once lived in with their brothers and sisters. These evil creatures sit around blissfully, drinking their venti vanilla iced latte as their planet screeches in agony. Every once in a while, they scream loud enough to cause a rupture in our towns and a turn in our seas. These horrendous creatures listen for a moment, then call for someone to fix the mess as they continue their chaos. The earth is not ours to change, for we are just specks, just beings with limited lifespans. Save the world, I proudly call home, for it is not just a dead thing you can claim. Thank you.
Okay, so Ethan, I'm gonna pinch you, tell me when it hurts.
Okay.
Just like Claudia Jo's poem, When It Hurts.
Ow!
I'm sorry, let's
Yeah,
just snap for
aggressive.
Claudia. I'm sorry.
Perks of being a short person. My poem is called When It Hurts. This poem is about pain and the feelings and experiences that one can go through. I let go, all my emotions, memories, and a piece of my heart. A quarter of my red, a dime of my picture, a nickel of my smile, and a penny of my emotions. I hold on, my fear, my tears, and myself. The fiery flame and the dead person turned into combustion, but even so, my pain is greater. When it hurts, I fall onto another pit of darkness with another hand to reach. I never see light, Only the stars illuminate the dead night sky. I have a palpitation in my emotions. Once it goes running, my lungs compress, the tear in my eye drowns in sight, the stinging sound ringing in my brain. One more thing I can't forget, like a painful shot leaving a trace of memory, taking away a quarter of my red, a dime of my picture, a nickel of my smile, and a penny of my emotions. All it takes is a simple cut. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia. So, I don't know about you, Rebecca, but I'm pretty good at the mile running. Last year, I ran a 6:15, and this year, I ran a 6:14. And that's without training. And it's only pretty.
All right, Ethan. Shut up about your 1 mile greatness.
And here's Michael Nunes with his poem, 1 Mile Greatness.
Hi everyone, I'm Michael and my poem's about 1 mile, and I guess I want to show how enjoyable it is and how I like to run. Boom, the gun shoots off. Quick moving feet hurry, passing over the starting line. Fear as if on a roller coaster going down the deep drop, but feeling courageous, brave, and optimistic. These kids train for this moment, a moment to strive and win gold, a moment to win for your family, a moment of feeling nauseous to fly on cloud 9. First lap flies by, runners start to settle in, adrenaline turns into calmness, focusing on breathing. Focusing on your opponent, trying to keep them close to you as you start to feel agony. Second lap comes to a close and you are through the middle of the race. People start dropping like flies, drained like a car without gas as the runners begin to be drained of energy. Even though the cramps and fatigue starts occurring, you know this is your moment. Moving, passing, and speeding by your opponent. Feeling hope as you are moving up. Calmness turns back into adrenaline as you are getting ready for the end of the race. 7th place, 6th place, 5th place. Challenging your opponents as they try to battle you for placement. You're stronger than them and you pass them. 4th place, 3rd place, 2nd place. Your eyes are on 1st place. Your opponent is only 20 meters ahead. Ding, ding, ding. Bell rings. You are on your last lap. Legs start moving faster, trying to find the last bit of energy left inside of you. You're losing strength. No, keep going. 200 meters to go. Your victory is waiting for you. Now you're trailing 1st place by 10 meters, but it feels like miles. Now you get that distance behind first is 5 meters, 100 meters left. You finally caught up. 50 meters. Come on, let's go. Make your move. 25 meters. So close. 5 meters. Time slows down. You see the finish. Your dream. You are still head to head. Then, at the last moment, you leap. Jump into the air. Throw your arms out. Stretch till your arms are about to fall off. Then, thump. You hit the ground. Through the finish line. Your team starts screaming, victory.
So Ethan, you know, that poem made me realize like how tired I am. And I'm always so tired because I just committed to college, but I'm an undecided major because I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. And my grades are slipping into 4th quarter because I have senioritis. I never thought it was an actual thing. But like, what if I fail 4th quarter and I can't graduate?
Rebecca,
What?
chill with that.
What?
Chill with the negativity. Show me your bright side.
And here's Anna Vota with Brightside.
Yeah, Anna. We'll get it broken.
I'm also short.
Anna, you need a stool?
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Anna Vota, and I'm going to be singing an original song called Brightside.
Take a step, one or two. Now you know.
rush to your head and back again. I know the water's cold. I know that it's scary to jump in, but even though the tide is high, just close your eyes and look towards the bright side. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. It's a rainy day, there ain't no blue. The only blue that's there is what's inside of you. The sky is gray, you're feeling stressed, feeling like the day has gone to rest. But seize the moment and dance in the rain, 'cause the clouds will pass and the sun will shine through again. I know the storm is loud, just ignore that and dance to the sound. And even though the storm is big, just close your eyes and dance to the bright side. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. Whoa, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da da da. Whoa, I know your life is tough, but don't let obstacles bring you down. And even though the waves are rough, just ignore that and dance to the bright side. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. Oh, dance to the bright side. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da da da, la da. Dance to the bright side.
Thank you, Anna.
So Ethan, what would you say the scariest thing in the world is?
Sounds better, obviously.
I'm not gonna even ask about that. That's a therapy thing. What I was really talking about is Teenagers. Just Like Teenagers by Kaitlyn McKaba. Let's give it up.
Hi, I'm Kaitlyn, and my poem isn't about what they said. It's actually about how teenagers today take a lot of hate from people, and I'm sick and tired of it. Teenagers are told we are the epitome of laziness. We are the embodiment of greediness, the personification of neediness. But aren't we all teenagers at some point? You see, teenagers today take a lot of hate from those adults who need no bait, and although they try to crate us, they will never know the greatness that is inside. Because while most teenagers choose to hide, I'm telling you, there are some you should abide. And those who will take pride, those are the ones who will change this world. Not getting rolled in by your thoughts, but by taking their own shots, in the dark and in those light bulbs with 60 watt. So while some people say teenagers are just full of stupidity, the teenagers are ignoring such bigotry and will treat you with civility as they become the ones to show the world's changeability. With each great stride they are willing to take while you are too busy doing a double take. Thank you.
Yeah, we wrote that joke like way before we knew what that poem was about, so we thought we'd go the cliche route and be like, oh, teenagers are so scary, haha. And no, she's trying to prove that wrong. So, yeah. So thank you, Kaitlyn. That was great. Up next, we have Lauren DiPrima with her poem, Scars.
All right, Lauren.
Hi, I'm Lauren. This is an original poem I wrote just because, we all go through some hard times. Yeah. You can't see them, but they're there. On the inside. Haunting. Teasing. They never fade away. Permanent reminders of the struggles overcome. Reminders of all the mountains moved and all the rock bottoms. Eyes, filled with kindness. In them I see scars. Hidden from the world, trusted that I keep its secrets. Scars, full of secrets and questions. Scars keep the secrets we would be too afraid to say in the light. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. Up next, we have Jasmine Langer and Renee Doonan with their poem, A Friend's Point of View and Expired Love.
Hi, my name is Jasmine, and my friend Renee is going to be signing 2 poems I wrote in creative writing, and they're both on perspective. So this one's called The Friend's Point of View. As I open my left eye, I see you. You are just a little speck of nothing to me. You frustrate me. You hurt me. So how are you my friend and my enemy all at once? Can't you see that you have torn me to shreds of bits and pieces that now control me? I hate you. No, my bad. I dislike you. Diligently, I open my right eye. I see you. More clear than ever. You've hurt me. Yet, I find you so pure. I see past those rough patches that you once caused. But why? Why shall I forgive you? Why shouldn't I be hurt? I am now more self-conscious than ever before, and you put me there. I'm tired. Tired of staying mad, of holding a grudge, of avoiding you, of making it way more awkward than it needs to be. I'm tired of blaming you because of me. And then this is my second poem called Expired Love. You know how you open a milk carton and you wonder if it's spoiled? You don't necessarily want to taste it, but you want to know if it has expired yet? That's what loving you is like. I don't want to cause turmoil, but I feel like our connection has spoiled.
Thank you, Jasmine and Renee. Up next, we have Rebecca Kaufman with her poem, Life Passing By.
Accompanied by Bobby Griffin.
Accompanied by Bobby Griffin.
Yeah, I know.
Hi, I'm Rebecca, that's Bobby. So I wrote this poem about being on a train while I was on a train. So I'm on a train. It rocks side to side. Sitting in my seat, I look up and see a man, standing, not holding on to anything, just standing. The train jerks to the right and the man stumbles. He tries to catch himself, but he can't. He falls. He falls knocking into a younger man. He gets up and collects himself. I turn my head to look out the window. I see one of those men that walk up and down the aisles punching the tickets. He's in another train, going in the other direction. I look at him. He looks back at me. His train starts to move away. I'm sitting on a train, rocking back and forth, sitting in a seat near the door, waiting for my stop. Thank you. Thanks, Bobby, for eventually getting here.
Yeah, how about that phenomenal entrance? That was really awesome. So up next, okay, Mike. Up next, we have Charlie Puth with his hit single, See You Again.
No. It's Why Forgive with Will I See You Again.
Oh.
So let's give it up for Why Forgive.
Why forgive?
Go, Robert!
Get off me!
Hey, Dominic.
Robert, I love you! That's my brother!
So sad.
Yo, put it on your waist. Thank you all for your support. Hi, I'm Robert Gutierrez.
I'm Dominic.
And we're Why Forgive, and today we're going to be playing an original song called Will I See You Again? Thank you.
Yeah!
Thank you, I forgive. Up next, we have Brooke Shatz with her poem, Irony. Let's give it up. Yes, Brooke. Go here.
I'm not going to comment on that.
Me too.
Hi, I'm Brooke.
Hi, Brooke.
Hi. When I'm standing up, my leg can't do its usual bouncing, so I usually just shake my arm, turning it so that my wrist goes from facing my hip to facing out and back to my hip. Sometimes it's a fist, and other times the hand opens up. My eyes scrunch not quite shut, and I cock my head at a weird angle to avoid eye contact every single time. I try to clear my throat, but it feels like the blockage will never go away until every single pair of eyes leaves me and focuses elsewhere. I draw in a deep breath, but it gets stuck right in my throat. I try to propel air out, let my lips form each syllable, pushing words out into the air, but no sound comes. I'm choking on my words before they even get through my teeth. I try to focus on a random point in front of me and find myself staring wide-eyed right at it. I don't even remember what I'm supposed to be saying. I freeze and rack my brain, and after what feels like an eternity of searching, I remember my message. It's important. Before I can think about it, my body takes over. I crack a crooked smile, loosen my posture, and shift my weight to just one side. As I breathe out the first words, I'm not quite sure what I'm saying, but as I'm speaking, I feel more comfortable and start to own my space. I'm confident that I'm making my point just by taking over the room. What I've said may make no sense, but I got it out, and next time it'll make more sense. And the time after that, it'll go almost exactly as practiced in my head, but never quite perfect, because that's just not how it works. Until then, I speak like this. Rehearsed and dramatic, occasionally mumbling or letting words run together. But that's okay. I know those who matter are still listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Brooke. So, I don't know about you, Rebecca, but I tend to refrain from drying Pringles because I can't get my hand inside the can past like 4 inches before I just can't grab any more Pringles, and I have to give up on eating the Pringles, and I leave about 3/4 of a can of Pringles just to get stale. And so that's my dilemma with Pringles.
Well, you're in luck because Sydney Sullivan's going to come in clutch with her poem. Dear Pringles Can, the opening of her second poem, Scar Poem. Let's give it up for Sydney.
Love you. This poem
Okay. Hi, I'm Sydney. I'm a sophomore, which means I'm in 10th grade. And I wrote about something I care very deeply about. Okay. Dear Pringles Can, I have tiny hands, yet I still struggle to reach the chips at the bottom of your can. Your company knows this has been a problem, yet still, the circumference of the opening in which I am expected to retrieve your delicious salt and vinegar chips remains like this big. Sorry. And it doesn't help that the inner tube is coated in all the crumbs of broken chips and broken dreams. And now, all I want is to eat the chips at the bottom of your can, but no, I have salt and vinegar crumbs all over my hands. I see where you're going with the idea of having a reusable top and all, but even though I'm still probably going to eat it all in one sitting. Or maybe that you could pour it into your mouth. But I'm clumsy, and there's a high chance of spillage based on the velocity at which the chips are speeding at you, and that is too stressful. So dear Pringles Can you just think of all the people out there who don't have small children to retrieve the chips at the bottom of their can for us? Thank you. I have another one. This is my poem called Scar Poem. Okay. An 8.5 centimeter line covering the titanium in my bones, my cyborg secret. 1 centimeter across my forehead from a Michael Phelps swan dive into the heater, 2 centimeters underneath my bicep in a weird centipede shape, 1 centimeter along my lip from the weirdest dog sitting experience so far, 2.5 centimeters directly on my heel because apparently I don't know how to close a door, but 157.5 centimeters of undiluted Sydney.
Love you. Can I have some of those when you're done? They're stale.
Thank you, Sydney. So up next, we have John Mayer with his hit single, Gravity.
No. Can't you get any of these right? It's Gravity by Julia Wilen.
Oh, okay.
So let's give it up for Julia.
Okay, hi, I'm Julia. If I could sing at all, I would totally do that for you guys, but I can't. So this is a poem that I wrote called Gravity. One time, a friend asked me, do you ever feel really heavy? Like there's extra gravity pushing down on you for no reason? And I think I know what she meant because now every time I open my mouth, my lungs are forced down, ribs cracking under the pressure, like the words I want to speak are pressing into the bottom of my empty stomach. A feast of thoughts that were almost too hard to swallow, but now seem even harder to force back up. I think I know what she meant because there are days when I think that I could just lift up both of my feet and float into the clouds, and then I realize that I am ball and chain tied down, that I could never lift my feet even if I somehow mustered up the courage to. Days like this make me think of carousels, the way they spin around in circles, the way they trick you into believing that you've made progress, only for you to realize you haven't even gone anywhere. If you really wanted to move, you'd have to lift up your feet and walk, but isn't it just easier to let the horse move for you? When my ribs break, the bones splinter into tiny pieces, wedge themselves into the lining of my chest, burn holes through to the surface. My skin is an ashtray. I put out the sparks before they turn into fire, less because I am afraid of the flames and more because I am afraid of the light. Cooling ashes float upward, weightless, and the pressure on my chest is a heavy reminder that I will never be them. That the carousel will keep turning with me on it. But the weight on my lungs also reminds me that breathing is not a given, reminds me that I am alive, reminds me that gravity is the thing that keeps me here. Gravity keeps the moon up in the sky where she belongs, lets me gaze upon her from my bedroom, lets me pick a horse on the carousel, ride, then get off. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. Up next, we have Ronny Fahmi with his poem Ambiance #1, accompanied by Matt Gandelman on saxophone.
That's a wild intro. All right. Hi, I'm Ronny. That's Matt. This is just a poem I wrote like a year ago for fun. So yeah. Let's just. What next show? All right. Shout out to the hosts and Rebecca, please. And can we get a little bit of a round of applause for our stage crew who worked really, really hard for the show? All right. One. The atmosphere is no good. Wait, no. Maybe the good is not fitting in the atmosphere. Maybe the good should disappear. The good, it's just the hope we're throwing away. forcing ourselves to get out of child's play. You decided and confided in the idea of trying to destroy everything that made you stronger. We were supposed to have a small shock, but you made the pain even longer than it was supposed to be. We need consistency, fixing the imagery to become what we were supposed to be, end this chivalry, to make America civil again. Because in our heads we knew to not depend on red or blue to make us see clearly. Because now all we have is chaos. The rest of the world is doing it. Why don't we? Because we stood and can still stand for our own discrepancies instead of dealing with these dependencies. Bombing nations when we are our own abomination, when we just had an abomination. Oppression of the feedback obsessed media press. The people being attacked for protesting the odds. We're facing a new fate, the beginning of the end is at large. We've had so many accomplishments and astonishments, but we've entered the gates of broken promises, of soap leather and dark weather, thinking we'll do better, but we're taking steps back in time, breaking guidelines and chronological timelines, but you know what time it is. You know what time it is, but you remain anonymous to the capital, obedient to the unadaptable national radicals, obedient to anyone that this isn't America's ambience. Is America honest with the state they're in? Hate within, hate of skin, hate of smiles and grins, love to win, sitting to gasp at their wins, love to double chins as kingpins committing sins so war begins. This is the only earth we got, and it's becoming distraught, and we're treating it like a toy, but it won't be for too long, becoming unaware of what we had until it's all gone. This may be another cautionary tale, but the atmosphere won't be here unless we prevail. Thank you.
Thank you, Ronny and Matt.
So before we begin, a little announcement. Did anyone find keys to a white Jeep Cherokee? I seem to have lost them and they never fit in my pocket.
Rebecca.
What?
Like, I hope you find them, but not the time.
Got you.
What?
You said the name of the poem. It's Hope You Find by Eve Murphy, accompanied by Tania Carvalho.
Hi everyone, I'm Eve. Hi. And I'm a senior, as is my lovely percussionist Tania.
Yeah, Tanya!
And so I wrote this song kind of in light of all the craziness I've been hearing on the news and stuff. I felt kind of compelled to show how grateful I am for all the time I've had with my friends, which weirdly enough is kind of coming to a close this year. So.
Hope they make you laugh until it makes you cry. Hope they have annoying quirks that after all the years I still can't hate them for. And I thought there'd be a little more time. Time for those sweet moments before your voice is gone. We've been shouting loud enough, baby, what street we're on. Unwarranted debating without excommunicating, making fake apologies, writing no biographies, and all of this in irony I know couldn't possibly see come to an end. I hope you find those friends. Oh, sure, there's something to be said for those who get ahead, but we could sit forever just talking about wherever we thought we'd be by now. When we thought we had a little more time. Time for those sweet moments before your voice is gone. We've been shouting loud enough, thinking what street we're on. Unwarranted debating without excommunicating, like apologies, writing the way hair and time to money, 'cause I don't know which makes more sense, pun intended. I'm just glad that I befriended. Wow, 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 dum, ya da 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 dum, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 dum, da da dum, da da dum, ya da da da, ya da da da. I hope we find this friends.
Thank you, even Tania. So let's just give a quick round of snaps to all the seniors here tonight because it's their last Java Jive. So up next we have Manny McGinley with her poem, The Precipice. Let's give it up.
So hi, I'm Manny. I wrote this sort of after the MSD shooting and the walkout and just everything that came after it. So I was kind of angry, and this came out. In a dream, I stand on a precipice. My hands shake like the shoulders of those weeping for lost loved ones. The tops of trees around me sway like survivors, supporting each other in camaraderie. I can't see the ground below, but I know it is there, and I know it goes by reality, and I know it will hit me like a truck, and yet I fall. I fall into the chaos below, I fall into the mayhem and the sorrow, and I wake only to wonder, what next? Where next? Who next? I walk through the halls, my head bent, mind racing, and someone calls my name. I look around to the faces of my classmates, searching for the friend I heard, and I realize that I am afraid. Afraid of everything I thought I knew, realizing that my perfect little bubble of a world can be shattered in an instant. Realizing that one day that person who called my name can be there and the next, gone. Realizing that my right to life is overshadowed by those who value their guns more than their kids. So I stand here sorry. Sorry you don't care enough. Sorry I'm afraid to go to school. Sorry I have to see cops on my campus. Sorry we haven't spoken up. Sorry we're not protecting ourselves. Sorry there is more in this world than high school. Sorry I hope to see it one day. Sorry you can't give up a semi-automatic weapon in your suburban town with your picket fence and your steady income so that we can go to school without fear, can stand in the halls without hiding, can move to new, exciting chapters in our lives, chapters that some of our peers will never get to see. I dream again of the precipice. Trees still sway together in the wind, the ground still too far to see. But this time I jump. I jump into the world I now know with the power to change it and mold it into something that I can be proud of. Thank you.
Thank you, Manny. So Ethan, you'd say we're friends, right?
Reasonably, yeah.
And friends do each other favors.
Yeah, right.
So would you mind doing a favor for me?
Sure, shoot.
Okay. I need you to walk my dog, clip her toenails, feed her, but only the dry food. She doesn't really like the wet stuff. And then I need you to wash and vacuum my car because it's getting kind of dirty.
Rebecca,
What?
please. I'm only one man.
Ha! Got you again.
What?
That's the name of the poem. Did you not study for tonight?
Yeah. Anyway, here's Tania Carvalho with her poem, One Man.
So I wrote this poem in the perspective of my dad. So when he came from this country, he immigrated from Portugal, and on his journey here, he crossed the Mexican border. So I just wrote a poem in his perspective of his journey. So yeah. October 15th, 1986. Wilen de Quartas, Portugal. One duffel bag. $500 in my pocket. 2 parents to leave behind. 1, my father stayed at home. 2 parting words. Boa viagem, good trip. 1, my mother waited with me until the taxi came. 4 parting words. Cuida-te, meu filho. Take care of yourself, my boy. She was one mother crying to see her son leaving, and I am one son that didn't realize I would still cry to this day remembering our goodbyes. Wilen Arushi, Santiago de Compostela, Madrid. 7-city journey to 1 airport. In my 19 years of life, I had never been on a plane, but walking through the airport that day, I was consumed with euphoric courage. 1 plane with 2 wings that were helping me soar across the Atlantic. Canada to Mexico, 2 countries, but not the final destination. 2 men arrive at Mexico City Airport, myself and a fellow dreamer. $100 to pass through immigration. 1 set of instructions to meet a man I had never met by the fountain. 1 man to trust, to get 1 step closer. Our only identifier, he knew our names, but we didn't know his. 2 days, 3 nights spent in a hotel. Sleeping, eating, 20 cigarettes a day. Another taxi, another airport, but this time, no goodbyes. Tijuana Airport. 2 immigration officers, 3 questions. Where did you come from? Where are you going? Do you have any money? $60 paid off the officers. $60 ended their questions. The rest of my money hidden in my sock. 2 safe houses and 2 more nights. 13 more guys, 13 more dreamers. A 2-hour ride on a public bus. The public bus stopped on the side of the road. 2 guys waiting to take the dreamers across the desert. The bus disappearing into the Mexican landscape of the destination, the middle of nowhere, beginning the journey to mine. The walk began. 2 guides passing under 1 fence. Constant stops, too many to count. Not because we were tired. I haven't been tired since Madrid. Blackbirds whirled in the sky above, but we hid in the bushes. If we didn't hide, these birds would send me home. Home was too far to return. I had somewhere to be. The fear couldn't read on my face, but my heartbeat pulsed against my neck while playing this adult game of hide and seek. Rio Grande. Take off your clothes. One of the guides handed me a plastic bag. The only pair of clothes I've had since Tijuana Airport. 1 river to cross, 1 moment for 2 thoughts. 1, I can't swim. 2, Lord, don't let this water take me. Desert and nothingness continues. 15 guys now fully clothed, following 2 guides. 1 view becoming monotonous. The weather nor blazing hot nor brisk, we were in the in-between, until 15 guys and 2 guides came upon the final tunnel. 1 water dock just across 1 border. It was full from the night before, we could not cross, but I wanted to cross. 1 more night sleeping in the desert. We laid on the ground to let sweet dreams appear, but I could only focus on 1. I couldn't tell you what the sky looked like that night, but I spent the entire night with my eyes wide open. The water duct. 1 plastic bag again reused, descending into the darkness. 1 dreamer in front of me is my guide, crouched down, the water up to my chin. 1 prayer. Senhora de guia acompanham. 30 minutes gone by, water trickling, the darkness adjusting. I had arrived in America, in my underwear, and in the dead of night. San Diego. 1 safe house, now 4 guys. 1 car and 1 trunk. An hour and 15-minute drive. 4 guys, 1 car, and 1 trunk. Only released under the cover of night under a bridge. Los Angeles. 1 more night, but how many 1 mores to count? We couldn't leave the hotel till morning. LAX to Newark. 1 taxi driver and 1 last ride. 1 piece of paper with an address. I couldn't speak English. 1 last stop. Welcome to Betty, a restaurant. I sat down at the bar. Finally, 1 good steak to eat. I heard the language I speak and saw my flag on the wall, but I knew I had finally arrived in America. The tension in my heart had relaxed, my dream fulfilled, and my pocket holding $135 to begin my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Tania. Up next, we have Arushi Patel with her poem, Function Breathe.
Sorry, short. I already did.
I wrote this poem because I really like computers and I see the world in code, so that's why I wrote this. You'll understand once I say it. Do. For each item in the list, learn to breathe until it's time to quit. If eye contact is made and the person is recognized, tell user to smile and stop pretending to be disguised. If palms begin to sweat, then don't take this as a threat. If conversation is indicated, to stop your heart as it begins to thud. From each number from 1 to 10, add a number and begin again. If a question is asked, reveal the answer you know is masked. Else, call function stop tears. Else if laughter is heard, stop the screen from getting blurred. If the pain gets too great, then we can't leave it up to fate. Reprogram and recharge, else learn to live with the scars. Loop until you're satisfied. Thank you.
Thank you, Arushi. So, Rebecca, I just really love that new Migos song, Walk It, Talk It. Is anybody familiar? Okay, we got some people. In particular, though, my favorite line of the song is, I think my back got scoliosis because I swerved the lane. Skirt!
Well, I think that's as good as an introduction as any to welcome Ethan O'Donoghue with his poem Lane.
How's it going? My name's Ethan. It's my second year Georgia. Charged eternal winds. I walk beneath the... What's wrong? Oh my god. How's it going? Charged nocturnal winds. I walk beneath relentless swaying branches. Like streaks of lightning they cracked across the night sky. The bitter cold, I embrace as though we're an old friend. A nostalgic feel to a familiar night, experienced more than once. I was greeted by familiar faces and expressions, common sights for nights such as this. Together united under a blanket of night sky, guided only by the persuasiveness nature of the brightest stars. Determined, but naive of the possibilities. The barreling field surrounded us. It was our territory, and we knew it well. Drinks in hand and demeanor confidence, we walked like kings. Thank you.
Thank you, Ethan. Up next, we have Sandra Charalel and Vayalumkal with their poem Wait.
Wait for what?
The poem.
Why am I waiting for the poem?
The poem's called Wait.
Why are you leaving me in suspense here? What's the poem called?
The name of the poem is Wait.
Oh, you mean like your body weight?
No. Like you're waiting for a flight, like that kind of flight.
Oh, you see, you're being
Well, let's just have Sandra and Joe come up and explain it.
That's my president!
Yeah, Joe! Hi, I'm Joe.
I'm Sandra.
I'm a senior North.
I'm a short. No, I'm not. I'm a junior.
We wrote this poem because we're both upperclassmen getting ready to leave. I've been through the college process, and she's about to go through the college process.
Unfortunately.
We wrote this poem about the emotions we have, and how we're excited to leave, and how we're also sad to leave, and how she's sad because she's gonna miss me. And, yeah, all right, here goes. I can't wait
to finish this year.
to go to college.
To start summer.
To get out of the house. I can't wait to meet new people.
To see old friends.
To get lit.
This year's gonna be different.
This year, everything's gonna change because it's our time to dominate. No more curfews.
No more excuses.
No more calls to come home at 9 p.m.
No more ACT science questions.
No more AP exams.
No more refreshing a page for a score.
No more school lunches.
No more gym in the cold.
No more gross freshmen. No more cockroaches. But the taste of freedom is bittersweet because that also means
no more Rams cake.
No more twist and shake.
No more long talks with our favorite teachers.
No more Tunes Tuesday.
No more Mindful Mondays.
No more Spirit Weeks.
No more pep rallies.
No more bonfires.
No more homecoming games.
No more Java Jive. No more North. High school is familiar to me. Here I know what to expect. But who knows what challenges are coming my way.
North, I don't want to miss it.
But you can't really control it.
The attachment you feel.
To a place you called home.
And North is my second home.
Because we're always here.
Physics extra help.
Musical rehearsals.
Physics extra help.
Gym makeups.
Physics extra help.
Do you do anything else?
Physics is fun.
Ew. Anyways, my friends and teachers have become like family.
And I'm definitely going to miss them when I'm gone.
I guess what we're saying is, we're not ready to leave. We only focus on escaping.
That we don't think about what we're leaving.
Maybe the future has surprises in store, but there's no time like now. So enjoy the time you have left.
Because pretty soon you'll be saying,
I can't wait to come home. Thank you.
Thank you guys. That kind of made me like really sad. And you know what else is sad? The show's almost over. It's like you can kind of ask yourself, where did the time go?
Well, coincidentally, here's Celestine Castillo with her song, Where Did the Time Go?
Yes,
Ethan, you're in this one.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, come on.
Play that mean jazz flute. Yeah.
Play that flute.
Hi, I'm Celestine. Ethan and I wrote this song about, I wrote it about my friends and how I can't imagine moving forward with my life without them in it.
So are we good?
Got
We're
it.
good? Yeah? I should start the song now? Okay.
Where did the time go? I keep watching the doors close.
So Ethan and I spent like 10 minutes trying to figure out how this next poem by Marissa Krasny is pronounced, so we decided to Google it.
But even the Google pronunciation was pretty ambiguous.
So we agreed on exulances.
Wait, I thought we agreed on exulances.
Exulancy? Let's just have Marissa Krasny come up and tell us.
Hello. This is my third and last Java Jive. I'm very upset. So this is a poem I wrote about not knowing what to feel about going to college. And it's pronounced exulances. Normally, the words flow easily to me, like the raindrops racing down the window of a car, eagerly traveling to the source, commanding my focus with an almost otherworldly power. The words never hide from me for long. I can usually find them hiding behind anxiety or stress after searching and stumbling around in my mind. Lately, however, the words have donned a cloak and blended into the shadows, keep changing shape from one to another, never taking the right form to describe the dilemma, not only in my head, but deep in my chest. What is the word for when you are excited to move on to a new place, but you feel that leaving will be the equivalent of drowning in the middle of the ocean? No structure to cling to, being thrown around at the mercy of something so much bigger than you, but it still fascinates and amazes you, even when it could very well be your downfall. How could any one word, derived from 26 letters, encompass this carnal feeling, this storm raging in my heart and my mind, somehow at the same time? The simplest answer is that it can and that it cannot. The word I have found closest to this is exulances, when there is no word for what you are feeling. It's there, and somehow it isn't there as well. It may not be the perfect, all-encompassing word that I need, but it will tide me over until I can find my way in these newfound waters. To all about to make this journey with me, please remember, not knowing what to feel is different from not knowing what you're doing. Thank you, Java Jive.
Thank you, Marissa. So, Rebecca, this Java Jive just really made me realize how amazing I am. I'm in the pre-show, or I was in the pre-show band, for those of you who were there. Yeah, Matt. I'm in 2 acts, and I got chosen as a host.
We get it.
And that was only a time.
You're being pretty arrogant right now.
Yeah, well, obviously it was for effect, because the next poem by Sullivan is called Arrogance. I'm so amazing.
Still being arrogant.
Still for effect. I'm really good.
Thank you. Stop being tall. Alright, let's get one thing straight. I'm way cooler than that one, so just setting that up.
I sense lies.
Go away, Kieran.
Bye. Kieran, do your job.
Thank you, Kieran. Thanks, Kieran.
No one cares. All hail the confident, whose very presence demands attention. They enter a room and create apprehension as they look down on their peers with condescension. All hail the self-assured. In their eyes nothing but pride remains, fear wiped away in a hurricane as they bind their insecurities in chains. All hail the attention seekers, minds blocked by words of praise. A single glare from their steely gaze could crumble peace and cause wars to rage. All hail the conceited. What excessive pride can cause remarks so snide so as to cover a troubled mind inside. All hail the prideful. With offended remarks they cover marred and broken hearts and use their fury to ignite sparks of rage. All hail those who don't know who they are. Layers and layers of emotion buried and repressed, lashing out at friends while trying to be the best, caught in the moment of trying to impress, hiding a truth they cannot address. All hail those who don't know who they are. All hail the arrogant.
Thank you, Mackenzie, for putting Ethan in his place. Up next, we have Phoebe Fisher with birthday cake.
Hi. My name is Phoebe, and this is my third and unfortunately final Java Jive here at North. So thank you so much to the English department for keeping this going for so many years. I wrote this poem last winter holiday. I was just going through a lot of adult things. I turned 18, I was applying to colleges, I got my first part-time job during the school year. My father was put in the hospital for congestive heart failure. He's doing really well now, which is wonderful. He's sitting in the audience today, which I'm incredibly grateful for. This is a poem about that. January 10th. I drove home from work, dark roads but too familiar for it to matter, impulsively made the left into Carvel's parking lot. I realized I had no birthday cake. Mom and Dad were busy enough. Hospitals don't have very good bakery sections, I learned. So I made the left. I'm 18, I have a driver's license, a debit card. I'll buy my own cake, because that's what grown-ups do. I bought the smallest size ice cream cake they had, in blue, because they always gave me pink as a kid. I'm an adult, I can make my own frosting now. I can also do the laundry, wash dishes, and cook spaghetti. I put these skills to use while my mom filled out paperwork and spoke to nameless doctors. She never needed anyone's help, but I thought she at least deserved my attempts. I was too embarrassed to ask for my name on the cake, so I just had it read "Happy Birthday" in simple script. At least I know it's mine. I wasn't used to coming home to my dad sitting on the couch. This past month, we had to drive 45 minutes to see him in his bed. In his sweatshirt and on his phone, it was weird to see him kind of normal. Normal was not the new normal to us. I came home, set the cake on the table, very casually so as to be mature about the matter. But the freezer already had a cake in it. It was bigger, it was pink, it had my name on it. Attention was released. I drive my dad to get his blood tested once a week. He rides in the back and I glance up at him through the mirror, instinctively, just to check on him. This was a new instinct. I know my mom had it when I was a kid sitting in the back seat. Only this time, my dad glances back to check on me too. For my 18th birthday, I had 2 birthday cakes. One $12.99 and an errand, the other a gift. Thank you.
Thank you, Phoebe. So up next, or the next one, is going to be by Rebecca Strainer. Strainier. What? Oh, I've been hosting with her the entire night. That's kind of awkward. So here's Rebecca Strainer with her poem 2 Minutes.
Thanks, Sarah Jackson. I will go to prom with you.
We're already going to prom, it's fine.
So, for those of you who don't know or have been unconscious like most of the night, I'm Rebecca, I'm the host. And this is my 4th and final year here at Java Jive. I gotta come back. I can't come back. But I just want to give a big thanks to the English department for making this thing possible, for allowing me to come and express my poetry and my emotions with all of you. So thank you guys for that. My poem is called 2 Minutes. It was inspired by my trip to Yosemite National Park, and we learned on that great adventure that 2 minutes doesn't mean 2 minutes. My 6.5-hour flight turned to 9.5 hours because we were 2 more minutes away from getting de-iced. So, I hope you guys enjoy. 2 minutes. It may not seem like it, but 2 minutes is a really long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath. I breathe in as the trees breathe out. There's a chirp. Is it my phone? No. There's no cell service. It's a bird. A real bird, not a Twitter bird. Its head is midnight, but its body is a river, ever flowing, ever moving, but never stopping. It is so delicate and small when I am tall and ever yielding, yet I am envious. I have the world at my fingertips, and through the bird's feathers the wind slips, but this bird is free instead of me. For when this bird flies, only a single feather is framed, and technology is a beast with whom I am chained. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the wind sings a melody, while the branches as flutes act as symphonies, they make a crescendo and I climb. Water rushes past me, heavy jet streams pounding on the rocks below, mimicking my heartbeat.
The mist covers the field around me. My only eye is the camera lens. Only then do I really see. Innocence and beauty, a chorus of life rains down on Yosemite. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 1 minute, halfway done, I close my eyes and fall, letting the earth cradle me in her hand. The grass tickles my back. I'm in a meadow, staring at the tallest cliff. The time is ticking so fast. Am I a feather of a bird or the wind through the grass? I wait and listen to the sounds of El Capitan. The clock ticks. We're almost done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The wind has picked up. Water pounds down on my outstretched body like shrapnel. I dig my hands into the grass in search of roots to hold on to as I feel the earth's pull. But it is no longer roots that I hold on to. Metal bars. Metal bars, a metal fence. Paid for city lights in stars and received street lamps and race cars. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. City buildings surround a tea garden. Koi fish swim while cherry blossoms fall. I open my eyes to the peacefulness, the tranquility, the beauty. I absorb it all. But in a blink of an eye, it's time to go. While my heart still pleads no. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 2 minutes. It may not seem like it, but a lot can happen in 2 minutes. 2 minutes is all it takes to fall in love. And I would know, because in 2 minutes I fell in love with San Francisco. Thank you.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Thanks. You know, I kind of like dabble occasionally.
Yeah, shows. It's pretty good. So, how you guys feeling? No reaction, really? How you guys feeling? Yeah. So, this next one is about organized crime and mobsters in the city.
It's called Good People, not Good Fellas.
Weren't you like practicing or looking at anything for tonight?
I guess.
Well,
Here's Lauren Fernandez with
Good People.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lauren. This is my third and final year here at Java Jive. So yeah, this is my last object performance. I don't know, I'm just gonna try to soak it in. This is a poem I wrote. I think I've mastered what it means to be a good person. Don't worry, I'm not a blithering narcissist, but I really think I've figured it out. With goodness comes acceptance, and understanding that not every question has an answer or needs one. Judgment has no place here. The 4 tiny walls that used to confine my thoughts did nothing but put me on a very high horse, and it took a lot to get off it. When we break away from comfort, we open our eyes to reality, and I found myself in far too many stages of denial. To think that the place I go to every Sunday has a tendency to act a little too much like God himself, or that the very person who taught me to pray the Hail Mary also taught me to curse is a little confusing. I suppose the first step to becoming a good person is disappointment with yourself, your family, and everyone else. It's realizing I never had a shot at playing Mary in my preschool's nativity scene because my skin didn't match the requirements. Or how even though I don't know a single word of Hindi, I always somehow manage that my mother's talking about how dark I've gotten. The second step is anger, when white men with too much authority refer to my brother as people like you, or when you make the elite team in gym volleyball and some bitter kid calls you a redskin like he couldn't even get his racial slurs right. Or when my father towers over me during arguments as if his extra 7 inches are supposed to intimidate me, as if he's the figure of a bigger person because he literally is. But it's when you fill the silence that's been left in your throat for too long. When the vibrations of hope tremble down your tongue and pour out of your mouth like an alarm clock, you wake up and smell the roses. My speech teacher tells me that I speak too fast, but that's only because I'm used to taking up as little time as possible. But when my mother asks why I have to be so loud, I tell her it's because I'm making up for lost time. You see, the last step to becoming a good person is treating hatred with understanding, taking your grudges and forgiving but never forgetting, shredding the receipts so you never pull them out, but saving the little bits of paper for good keeping. The last step is when I stop hearing the white noise and start listening to the brown one. It's diving down to the depth where the sunlight no longer shines through, picking seaweed like flowers and making a wreath out of it, and coming back up for air to bask in the warmth of the sun for just a few moments, just before going under again. Because goodness is not always staying afloat where the sun kisses your skin. It's finding the beauty within the darkest of depths. It's seeing the tears in my father's eyes as he screams and touching the insecurity bound to hurtful words. It's knowing that fighting fire with fire just makes more fire. And if the demons invading our souls are to be rid of, then we must choose love, because people do bad, inexcusable things. And good people are not void of demons. They negotiate with them, because there's always a common ground to find. And in my journey to becoming a good person, a better person, I find a daunting number of reasons to hate. But for every reason to hate, there are infinite reasons to love. And that's what turns the world round, and it's just what good people do. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. So, sadly, it's the last performance of the night, guys.
Run it back to the top.
We don't have an encore. You want to come sing too? Yeah. That's what I thought. But, so, hey guys, there's only like one mic. But in contrast to the next act, contrast to the name of their song, we definitely need them to close out the night. Here's O223 with You Don't Need Me.
So, about 2 minutes ago, you want me to something? Oh, because I want to tell the really cool story. Oh, well, you just almost turned off the mic and now it's shocking. So, about 2-3 minutes ago, Rebecca was like, hey Ethan, remember how you did that thing earlier? Where you jumped over the railing and it was pretty cool? You should do that before your act. I was like, really? Like, should I? Because we're at a school, like, if I get injured, like, it's a whole thing, but I just went for it, and I'm sure the English department isn't really happy about it, but I'm fine. It was fun, and it was dramatic. So now that I've completely over-explained the introduction, let's get on with the actual introduction to the song. So, this is a song that me and bassman Bobby, over there, wrote about a couple months ago. And it was originally produced to be a pop song that we produced in our music software, but when we heard Jive was coming up, we were like, what should we do? And then we were like, oh, we should do that song You Don't Need Me that we produced a couple months ago. And so we took it and we put some more jazz-oriented harmony behind it and made it a little more hip-hop, lo-fi kind of vibe. And so we got this temporary band together. Johnny Vota on drums, give it up for Johnny. Snap.
Circles. I don't play by any rules.
And we have Star Marte on vocals here. And Bobby, Ethan, you know that already. So we're gonna give this a go. It's called You Don't Need Me by me and Bobby, and we're called O223, the date that we wrote the song.
I'll just stand here and look pretty.
Great job.
Thank you. I tried.
I gotta tune my thing here because last night I came out of tune. It was really bad, so I'm just gonna turn some knobs here, make my guitar sound pretty. Okay, here we go. we lie. I think too much about how much you care. Maybe you're feeling too much. Are you aware? Cause we're too codependent and I feel like we're resenting it. Spending all our time together, working on extending it. Recognizing all the signs, forgetting why to read them. Oh, we must be foolish cause we're trying not to see them. I don't need you to breathe, and I know you don't need me, but it's okay to see that we're better when alone. Because we're too codependent and I feel like we're resenting it. Spending all our time together, working on extending it. I don't need you to breathe, and I know you don't need me. No, 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 you don't need me. We're too codependent and I feel like we're resenting it. Spending all our time together, working on extending it. Recognizing all the signs, forgetting why to read them. But we must be foolish cause we're trying not to see them. And I need you to breathe, and I know you don't need me, but it's okay to see that we're better when alone. Because we're too codependent and I feel like we're resenting it. Spending all our time together, working on extending it. I don't need you to breathe, and I know you don't need me. No, 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 you don't need me. 'Cause I don't need you to breathe. Thank you. Star Marte, Johnny Vota, Bobby
Okay, bye.
Love you, Star.
I love you too, Maddie.
Still short?
Yeah, well,
Haven't done?
no, not since last night now. So, guys, that's the end of our show.
Let's give a big round of snaps to the performers who participated tonight.
Let's give a round of snaps to the opening band today. They were really good.
And a round of snaps for the English department for making this continually possible.
And let's give a round of snaps for stage crew, like Maddie Cohen, Karen Daly, Desmond Chung, Austin Shamari, Reese Madden, Andrew Zod, Joel John. Let's give a big round of snaps for making this
Now, let's bring it down for this one. Let's bring it down.
Get ready, guys. Get ready.
Let's give the biggest round of snaps to Mr. Reed for founding this night and continuing to make it possible for 21 years.
Come on out here, you deserve it. Here's my main man, Timothy Reed, here with the English department for round one.
Thank you, everybody. Wow, this is a surprise. I usually sort of try to stay on the sidelines, but I wanted to just say, well, since I've been invited up here to do a speech. I'm really amazed year in and year out with the talent that we have here, and I'm just excited that this school and this department has given us all together this opportunity to celebrate the kinds of amazing things every year. I'm just wowed by the range, the diversity, and it thrills me to no end to be here to provide an outlet for this art that the students produce. So thank you. You make us proud every year, and we keep doing it year after year. Again, we'll do it again next year. So thank you, and congratulations, and thank you for raising such wonderful students, so kids who bring all this wonderful talent to us, and have a good night. Thank you, everybody.